Phenomenal.
You can get it squeezing. You can get it pleasing. You can get it breaking your back. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Bic. A long, cold Bic.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that great chalk and biscuit coating.
So hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that smooth.
I'm Danny, and I'm here to call out all you crack pack bitches. You think I don't see you there? I'm the OG of this shit. But you come after the king, you better come correct. I'm Danny, motherfucker. Who are you, crack pack? You smoke crack? You better watch your back.
I am a maverick. I am a savage. I am a legend. I am a madman. You never know what I'm going to do next. I am a mad lad.
Hell, all you mad lads and bogans out there in the world. How are you going tonight? Look at me. I look all fresh and freshly shorn. Mel gave me the old 1-2 hair, and I made her do the old barber thing as well. Well, she enjoyed it, I think. I assume. I don't know. I didn't ask. But she likes me looking less hairy, less disheveled. We have so much to talk about. I don't know. I just went on a Twitter storm earlier. We have a lot of stuff to go through here, least of which will be we have the man himself, the Mad Ruth, on our channel for the first time, I do believe. And we'll be checking out Soltac a little bit later on. Jim says she enjoys mowing the lawn. She does indeed. We are, of course, as always now, live simulcast on YouTube and Rumble. I'm going to do a refresh here. Hopefully Rumble doesn't kick me out again tonight. That was a bit of a weird thing that happened yesterday, but actually it caused me to not see. I got a Rumble rant from Get Over It Live, who's a big Rumbler, and he said thanks to Mel for stopping by, and he was back in number 75 hashtag Rumble backs. So thank you so much, Get Over It. And yeah, like I said, lots to get through, so I'm going to just jump right into it here. Let me scroll up to the top and see who was first. Well, speaking of the man himself, is this your first, Jim? I can't remember. I couldn't find a icon of yours, so I'm going to just assume it is. And if it is, welcome to the illustrious club of firsts. You are now an alumni. Let me nudge this over here. And Jim will be looking down upon us for the rest of the hour. Maybe with scorn, maybe with strong opinions, but that's why we love Jim Cox. We got Renata in the house as well. Killer Squid is here. Philbo Baggins was fourth. Enrico pleaded the fifth. I plead the fifth. We got Noran Rad in the house. Bretsky the Great. I see Felix Huss, the Link Master, has joined us. Aardvark's joined us. He says, forsooth, 'tis I who beeth the one true first. That's a Will Ferrell skit, isn't it? Butterbear's here. Comics Mate is here. American Comics is here. Frequency Girl is here. Aviator Search. AGE Comics. Derek Clay. Who else do I spy? Hello. There's Mad Ruth. I will send him the link momentarily. Let me get it ready. Locked and loaded. We've got 50 people in the chat. Thank you so much. I know this isn't the only option for streaming tonight, so I want to give you an extra special thank you for joining us here tonight. We're going to make it fun. El Cadnemo's here. Hail Mo Biggs. Lord Ravener says Indiegogo is shitting the bed. We're going to chat about that in a second. Let me send. I do believe his name is Craig. He told me yesterday or the day before. But I just call him the Mad Ruth. Madman. He's a mad lad. So he's welcome on this channel. He has the link. All right, there we go. We'll wait for him to come in. And while we're waiting, I'll say hello to, scrolling down, I see Manticore. I see Manny. Says, hello, everyone. It's good to finally catch one live. Well, it's good to have you here, Manny. Very good, I would say. Fear Lanterns joined us. Who else? Jonas is here from Sweden. Hello, Jonas from Sweden. Is that insulting? Is that racist? We got D in the house, the legend himself, Rob Wilson, and I will say hello to Sean Davis, who has been putting out some really cool artwork recently on his Twitter. Make sure you go and follow Sean. Oh, and Jasper's here too. All right. I apologize to everyone I can't say hello to. I wish I could say hello to each and every one of you, but our guest is here and we're already 6 minutes in and we've got so much to talk about. It's Craig, isn't it? Yeah, I didn't remember that wrong.
Yeah,
Craig,
no,
how you going, buddy? Which do you prefer, Mad Ruth or Craig? I don't know.
I'm good either way. So
it could be your what do they call it when writers take on a name?
Oh, my pseudonym.
A pseudonym. Yes, exactly. Guess what my Twitter pseudonym was
In the beginning?
when I first joined like Twitter, and because I didn't want to use my real name because I was scared. I was like, oh, I'm too edgy. I'm too edgy for the world out there. I can't show my real name. I'm going to see if anyone in the chat, because I've said it a couple of times. I want to see if anyone in the chat remembers what it is. And if you see it, I will pull it up. Gifted Rebels. Hail Adam Lawson has just sent us a super sticker. And it's a super kind of jelly bean type thing. Thank you so much. Rob, it wasn't Gaylord. No, it wasn't Stabber McGee. It wasn't Gaylord. Does no one remember? I've said this before, I swear. It's because I was very edgy. I was very cool. I was like dark and brooding. No, people don't remember it. Mo Big Show, I remember it was something really gay. Yes, that is correct. Spanky McGillicuddy? No, Lord of the Gays. It was Scythe, as in like a Grim Reaper Scythe. I was Scythe at, I think it was it the Lucent comic? Yeah, I think it was. It was Scythe, as in SCYTHE. But yeah, I moved past my Scythe days, came out my real name, and here we are. How you going, Craig?
Oh, doing great. Yeah. I'm pretty much in the same boat. I mean, I was following Comicsgate while I was still in the military, and I know a lot of people in Comicsgate, right? But same thing, I was really worried getting too close to that pension, so I kind of used the Mad Ruth just to keep a low profile, you know? So.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. And this is back when everyone was worried about doxing and swatting and all that sort of stuff. And I was probably actually hanging in a much edgier corner of YouTube, granted, at the time. But even so, no one cared. What's that meme from Jurassic Park? Where it's like, oh, we've got Dingo here. No one cares.
Yeah,
it was a bit like that. All right, so you have a book. It's called Soltec. I'm going to just bring it up. What we do on the show when we get a guest on here is we will bring up the campaign just to let people know what our guest has here on offer. Let me just bring that up for a second. If you guys do decide to back it while we're gabbing, please do put your backer number in the chat so that we can thank you. It's a fantastic looking book, gritty sci-fi. I like it, sort of like street level sci-fi, if that makes sense. But yeah, really cool. But we're going to get into this at the end of the show and do a dig into it. The artist formerly known as Scythe. Exactly. No, it wasn't Clancroft. No, I wasn't that edgy. Although that did used to exist on YouTube. It was pretty wild days back in the day. Adam Lawson says, this looks dope. Adam, just wait. I've got tons of pages we're going to look at in a moment. But before we get into any of that, so many things happening. Good, bad, ugly, unresolved. When was the last time you all just jumped onto Indiegogo and went looking for a campaign? Searched for one even. I don't do it too often. Sometimes I do, usually because I follow most people on Twitter. So I know where to find their links and stuff like that. But sometimes I'll just hit Indiegogo, whatever. I'll be like, you know what I want to back today? Maybe I want to back Frog G. I'm going to search that on Indiegogo here and see if I can just find it and back it and
Nowhere to be found.
I want to back my Frog G. I want to back Jason Bascom and Ink Spots. A lot of frogs. I'm not seeing any G. They've got this one on here. You Are Frogs Edinburgh Fringe. That's raised $425, believe it or not. It's not here. Can I search Jason Bascom? Should be able to. He's had his absolute campaigns. There's Hunting Alice is up there. Absolute doesn't come up. I would have thought it would have. I really would have thought it would have. There it is. Absolute book 2. We got Shadow Century popping up for some reason. Maybe Jason worked on that. I don't know. Ink Spots. Let's have a look. Lost Pages and Rocket. Lots of things coming up. Black Flag. No Frog G book. Rob says the gatekeeping is out of control. I don't know what's happening. We do know for a fact because people have had conversations with Indiegogo about their campaigns. Patrick, Thomas Parnell, and the 656 guys had their campaigns. You couldn't find them because they had the word sex as a key tag. Did you hear of that, Craig?
Yes, I heard about that.
Yeah. There's also
same with if they determine it's nudity, scantily clad.
Yep. Decapitations, any sort of violence that happened with Von Klaus. We've also seen it with Krishna Kid. Yep. Lots of things. It's happening for real. Yeah, no, so I was on here yesterday. I was watching a show with Jason and Ink Spots. They were talking about that this is really happening. Obviously it's a real issue for them because they don't have a big platform.
Mm-hmm.
They rely on others to sort of promote on big streams. And then on top of that, it's just like how many followers do they have? And that's you need the exact direct URL. God, I hate that term. To be able to find the Frog G campaign. I was on here for a completely unrelated search, and I was looking for Omega Storm Graveyard Shifts. I type in Graveyard Shift. And it didn't pop up. And I'm like, huh? Oh, maybe it's because it's Omega Storm. It's like it's a supplemental book. No, not there either. And that's when I was like, what? Now, so with everything that we know in the past that's happened, and these guys have thankfully had it fixed because they've been able to reach out to Indiegogo and make some sort of contact. So, I mean, hopefully it can happen again. But why does this keep happening? Is there a glitch? Is there some sort of Mo? I'm not searching for the replicator. I know what comes up. I wasn't searching for Boldo either. And then as well, I searched in Inglorious Rex, which I knew was there 2 days ago because I was looking for it for a video that I made. And lo and behold, same again. Even though it's a launching soon, they normally will still pop up here. But even if you click in the launching soon tab, it's not there. It is unavailable to search. John and Shane are aware of this, so you don't have to let them know. But yeah, so this is a new thing. It's happened yesterday. Timothy Fitzgerald says Megastorm was easily viewable just last night on Jack Show. Well, it was during the Jack Show that I found out you couldn't search for it. So if you've got the direct link, as I have already pulled up here, this is the Frog G campaign. If you've got the direct link, if you know the guys, you know their socials, you can find it. But as I said, these guys don't have the biggest socials in the world. John obviously has a big YouTube channel. He's got a big audience. He's got access to even bigger channels. So it is less of an issue, but it's still an issue. I mean, John and Shane and Frog G and Jason, everyone's paying the same 5% fee to Indiegogo. So you would hope if you're paying that fee, everyone's getting the same service. Everyone should be findable through the explore section. I don't want to like cast aspersions. Google search was successful. See, this is why, Jasper, that's why I don't want to cast aspersion, because I think it's probably a glitch. I hope it's a glitch. And then I hope that everyone here, everyone involved, these guys are able to reach out and get it sorted. But like, it's like when your campaign is live, and there's 27 days left on this one, and it doesn't do in demand. So this is the time when you need it to be searchable. And if you're a smaller campaign, you need every single day possible. I got CG Now pulled up here, because if we go to the calendar, we can see that Inglorious Rex is launching in a day or two. So it's still there, obviously. It's just you need the exact direct link to be able to find it. I mean, let's hope and pray and cross our fingers that this is all sorted for Inglorious Rex by the time the campaign goes live. I know that Shane is in contact with Indiegogo about it, so fingers crossed. But yeah, it's not inspiring me with confidence, Craig.
No,
Is that a good way of putting it?
Yes, and the fact that it's been happening at the same time that certain videos and streams are happening. So, for example, Jack Show comes on, and then Omega Storm disappears. Frog G, he was on with Andy Smith, and I mean, we have fun on YouTube shows, and then it disappears. There does seem to be some correlation between the YouTube shows and then somebody at IGG basically making them disappear. I know that's jumping to conclusions. I hope that's not what's happening as well, but it does feel like they're targeting certain campaigns and not others.
It does, doesn't it? Adam Lawson here says Indiegogo reached out to me with the Wesley Snipes campaign. They did exact same to me, Adam, and wanted to help promote it. They went snooping around on my socials, which he says have nothing you could get me on. And yeah, anyone who knows Adam Lawson, like, Adam Lawson is clean as a whistle. You will never hear the guy say anything remotely controversial. He is a straight up and down, straight shooter, a great guy, and just out there just trying to make cool stuff in the world. And he says they backed out helping. Vilnet says, this is so much better on Rumble. So many more swears. Yeah, get over there and swear. Actually, let me go check it. We've got 12 people watching on Rumble. Thank you so much. I see Vilnet over there. No, the chats don't come from YouTube. The chat is a bit iffy on Rumble so far, but hopefully, look, I think the point is let's start building a presence over there. We've got Keen Scene over there. Get over it. He's always over there. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out, helping build this stuff out on alternative platforms. Enrique says, ask for a discount if you're not easy to find. Get together and put pressure on Indiegogo to get their shit together. Yeah, you also can't find, I've gone through this a bit, like you can't find my sign up. You can search for me. So I don't think I'm like properly shadow banned, if that's the word you want to use. So you can find me, unlike these other guys. That's from right there. But if you don't put in my name and go to launching soon, you will never. I've got to go to comics. So, well, anyway, I didn't need to shop. But if you go to comics launching soon, you will never find Painted Death. It won't come up. So yeah, like, I mean, we're all using the same platform. I don't know like why we're all paying the same price if we're not all getting the same service. Rob Wilson says for $2 at this point there should be a CG section in Indiegogo. That would be interesting. That would cause us to. Derek Clay, thank you for the super chat. Derek Clay says Indiegogo should be tipping CG campaigns at this point. Ban the tip jar. Yeah. This is on top of the tip jar shenanigans. Again, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, the biggest problem with all of this, on top of people losing money, is it's incredibly difficult to get a hold of these guys and get a straight answer back from them. Ravener says it's a huge black marks against Indiegogo. If people were on the fence about leaving Indiegogo, this isn't helping. Yeah, I know. Oh, Gifted Rebels back in number 48. Read my note above what. Yeah, we read that. Thank you so much. That he has just backed Soltac. Thank you so much, Adam.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So look, I don't really know what else to say. We're waiting to hear back Jasper says Yanzi will get shit done. Yanzi always gets shit done. Yeah, they're going to send her in there.
I just think the biggest thing with Indiegogo is like, so we give them 5% for access to that 2 million subscriber audience that they have. They have 20 million people on Indiegogo. But if they're going to blacklist you and cut you off from their subscribers, then why would you give them the 5%? That's the whole reason.
Exactly. Yeah, we could do this ourselves.
Yeah.
We can, literally. There's Shopify. There's other places you can go to crowdfund yourself. We go there for the foot traffic and the sort of everything's in one place and the trust and all that sort of stuff. And the point of it is, yeah, they are supposed to promote you with their algorithm. That's part of the deal. That's part of why we pay them 5%. We can manage this stuff ourselves. But I think most of us are happy to go with Indiegogo and pay that 5% if we get the full service.
Right.
That's where it's a bit annoying. Timothy Fitzgerald says they took them off my viewed and contributed to tabs. Oh, I didn't know that. That's very interesting. What is going on? We do know that when you go into the source code, there's language in there that says promotable, and then there's a thing to it. No, we don't exactly know how that all works, but the language is there, and that's. Yeah, all these things, it's all these grains of sand adding up, which is it's not engendering trust. Brian agrees. Adam Lawson is super cool. Jasper thinks maybe CG is on their radar, and Adam had CG campaign links on his Twitter. We don't know. We don't know. If you search the term forward, Bancroft is the only it's
Yeah, we didn't have any of these problems before IGG merged with GoFundMe, and that's another thing too. When they brought on this new safety people, now they're paying these people paychecks to work for them to basically enforce safety and to justify their paychecks. I think they're just basically going around and doing this stuff.
That's true. They merged with GoFundMe to become a sort of like a trusted thing. They introduced the Trust and Safety Council. Mo says a Trust and Safety Council is only going to end up exactly like this. And Jasper says, well, Painted Death isn't launching soon, though. Oh, it hurts. But it's so true. Oh, Jasper. He knows how to cut me right in the right place. He gets the knife in and then he twists. He knows how to do it. He knows my weaknesses. Jennifer Grover for 10. Michael, big hello to you, panel and chat. I'm really loaded right now, but I'm fairly sane. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you.
So the East Coaster, like myself.
Yeah. Judd says, I never hear about anything I back from Kickstarter or Indigo, always elsewhere. We are here for the window shopping, except all the windows are closed up. Yeah, or you can call it foot traffic. Like usually, I reckon, especially since Malin's been kicking butt recently on this campaign since he added in his awesome new cover. Let me just quickly show it here in case anyone hasn't seen it. I mean, I know you all have, but friggin' rad. He's added that to the campaign. And you would expect, considering I exclusively buy crowdfunded comics on this site, it would be up here somewhere. It's not here. That's what alerted me to it. I'm like, where the hell is Omega Storm? It should be here somewhere. And it wasn't. And I was like, that ain't right. That ain't right. And obviously, yeah, with Frog G and guys like that, it's like, this could be a big deal breaker for a lot of people. I know Mandy tweeted out not too long ago that she was like, if these guys can't even get back to me when I have an issue, a serious issue, like my campaign isn't findable on their site, then yeah, she's going to go somewhere else. And if enough people do that, I don't know if they care that much. I don't know how much of a percentage of their market we are, but I mean, it's not nothing.
We're in the age where these corporations don't understand the concept of making money. So if everybody from Comicsgate left Indiegogo, I'm sure they would feel that vacuum after the fact, and then they'd probably come begging for us. But is that what we have to do? Do we all have to?
I mean, hopefully it doesn't come to that, because Indiegogo has been, really great up until very recently. There's issues here and there. Okay, fine. But the in-demand store has helped out so many new creators, myself included. I ended up getting 600 or so backers while in demand. I mean, that was really kind of career changing, that having that option that Kickstarter doesn't have. And I didn't have my cool own fancy site all set up. So, and not everyone can do that, but Yeah, so I do hope that this is just a temporary glitch, or they're getting, or I don't know what it is, but it's concerning. Dojo says, despite all this, Projectile Reptile is in demand on Indiegogo. Also, watch for the new show Incendiary Wednesday at 10 p.m. on Dojo Kun Comics. Every day. Bow. Yeah, so I don't know if there's much more to say about that, but I will definitely be keeping an eye on it. And yeah, if anyone is aware of any other comics that are also, you can't find them in searches, please do let me know. And yeah, we can. I might have to do a video on this. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to do. I haven't been able to get a word back from Indiegogo about my situation, so I'm not expecting big things to happen. But hopefully something happens.
They've even got a disclaimer, something to the effect of, "We may or may not get back to you." You know, like it's even worded to the effect that, like, really, yeah.
There's not much to say. I've got this tweet here that I saw earlier today, and I kind of misunderstood it. But I thought it was an interesting discussion, and I do encourage anyone who to go and check this out if you didn't catch this. Someone asked a question about why hasn't Comicsgate started its own company yet. Now, I took that to mean, with an old question that has come up a bunch of times throughout, ever since CG basically went off and started making their own comics, is this going to become Image 2.0? Are we going to create a Comicsgate company? Now, that isn't what the original person was talking about, it turns out, but it was still a good opportunity to sort of, write a tweet thread about one, I think why that wouldn't work, but also just sort of put down, why Comicsgate works, how it works, and all that sort of stuff. There's some really good comments in here about competition, about independence, about being a decentralized network, all that sort of stuff. I like this one here actually, because I said, well, I'll just read out once. It won't take long. A single Comicsgate company would irrevocably, I wrote it, I can't read it, irrevocably alter the way CG functions. There are hundreds of creators with hundreds of books. Who decides who's in or out? Comicsgate is an idea, a mentality. It's a way of doing business, a network, a fan base, and a consumer revolt. It's somewhere for fans and creators to hang out and do business online, to enjoy comics in their own way, free from woke scolds and social justice hectoring. Lastly, one of Comicsgate's biggest strengths is that it's a decentralized network. There are big and small players, but no company or director is issuing mandates. We all compete against each other, forcing ourselves to find new and better ways to serve readers and push the medium forward. I like this reply here from Derek. He says, iron sharpens iron. This is the iron age of comics. We keep each other sharp by competing against each other. I couldn't agree with that more, Derek. Now, it turns out that I kind of got it wrong. The guy, Cortex Comics, he wasn't really talking about turning CG into a single company. He was more talking about why haven't, say, I don't know, let's say Mad Ruth, Bancroft, Rob Arnold, and whatever get together and make a publishing company together. And this is that we can call it Mad Ruth Croft Arnold or whatever. And we could pool our resources and that sort of stuff. And I actually don't mind that idea, but I do know probably why it hasn't happened, which is because it's hard to get comic people to agree and corral and work together in the best of times. But to get people together across oceans, state lines, and all sorts of stuff is if anyone can make it work, I say thumbs up, go for it. If you can pool your resources, especially if it's to help with distribution, because that continues to be the biggest sort of the biggest hurdle. 80s Mate says he wants the Croft Arnold merger. Ew. No. Actually, I just saw something here in the chat. Sumo Thori, the legend, has gifted 5 members. I've actually found some videos that I'm going to start playing now for anyone who gives memberships. And here's the first one. Sumo, this is for you.
You little ripper! Thanks, lads.
I'm just going to be playing random Australian clips celebrating. So thank you, Sumo. Hicks Villain, Mike, Awesome One, Art Bar, William Wellborn, and Clay Grayler. So all members, thank you to Sumo Thori. Hail. That is wonderful. Oh, hold on a sec. D has also gifted 5 memberships. We are starting a trend here. D, this one's for you.
Well, cheers, big ears.
You'll notice he's drinking the stubby there. That was Chopper's dad. Thanking him. D, absolute legend, mad lad. Welcome to Mortal Membership, Grant Cosby, Nom de Guerre, Paul Ogg, Dr. Salvador. You are all members now. Thank you so much. Well, this is amazing. I love it. I love seeing it. And Jeremy says the gifted membership exposes the lurkers too. Yeah, well, even apparently it gifts memberships to people who aren't even here. So, yeah, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, I check out this tweet. That there's lots of cool comments on it, but actually, I think more interesting than this tweet thread was this that I did today. Did you catch this, Craig? Did you see this out there on Twitter?
Yeah, I read through it for sure.
This is an interesting one because it's purely a subjective psychological shopping thing. Because this is, I mean, and it's also self-serving. That's the cool thing about having our own sort of. We have access to the readers and the chat right here. We can gauge what they're thinking. And yeah, Painted Death is going to be 100+ pages. And I have always been thinking, well, I'm still going to keep the $25 price point, but I'm calculating the shipping, and I'm like, it's still going to be $15, and that's pretty expensive. I know that Americans aren't used to paying that much for shipping. What if it was $30 but with $10 shipping? So here's the poll, and yeah, that's a landslide. I mean, that's significant.
My favorite comment on this thread was $39.99 free shipping.
I know, right? That was like, that got me thinking too. Yeah, Sumo said that. Look at that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be the same. That's the same thing. Free shipping. Free shipping to the States and the $39 book. I mean, I was always thinking I'd be 25, but this has really got me wondering. And the comments on here, like the discussion that this has sort of caused out there is like, there's some really good points being brought up. And I think the interesting thing about doing it 30 and 10 is the whole point. I think like what I really want to try and get is people who aren't necessarily a fan of this show or know about the Lucent or anything like that, and get them interested in what I'm doing, because we do know that these are pretty expensive premium books. There's that we can't really get away from that. That's just the reality of crowdfunding. But you hope like you can entice people who are less used to paying high numbers or high shipping prices or whatever, and convert some of them into new customers. So that's sort of where I'm coming to. And I've noticed that a lot of the people who are saying the 30 and 10 are people who I don't know. Okay. Or I don't have interactions with as much. So that's an interesting thing. And that's like a good way to grow your readership, is to appeal to people who otherwise wouldn't. And there it is. Marsupial Gamer says as well, $40 free shipping.
I know for myself, I've never backed anything where the book and the shipping are the same price, or the shipping is more expensive. And I'm pretty big on paying attention to page count. So those are the 3 things I look for before I back.
Yeah. I think I think $25 is good if it's a really good quality book with good art, and it's over, say, I don't know what the number is exactly, but let's say 48 pages. But once you get up into the 100, it's like now you got to really start thinking about printing costs are like become a factor now. Manny says, be it 15 or 10, I'll still back it because I'm interested in Story. Thank you so much, Manny. Horror Mike says, it's a bullshit poll aimed at telling you you're an idiot. Which of these sound better? Well, it's not. It's just psychology. It's the same reason why people make things $39.95 instead of $40. It's just what feel. I mean, that's why I said it looks in terms like this. like in quotation marks, what looks more enticing. And it's not necessarily like what's going to make you back one more than the other, but it's sort of like, I feel like the people who have already decided they're going to back it, it's the same price either way, so it doesn't matter. It's more about enticing people who, you know, just stumble across it somehow. And I like this tweet here: same, but different, but still same.
I think the biggest thing is, I mean, I don't know if you've experienced this too, but I've gone to campaigns right to the checkout, and it's right at that checkout where that decision is made, and that's where the Indiegogo tip hits you. That's where you look at the shipping, and chances are, if you decline that and walked away, you're probably not coming back again. So it's what do you got to do to get people to hit
that happens to me all the time because I'm in Australia, and I'm like, oh, $25 book, $40 shipping, $35 shipping, and it's like, I can't. I want to. I really do want to, but I can't. Mo says, Bancroft, you don't know them because they are trolls, but not trolls like me with your best interests at heart. Yeah. No, I think it's good. I like. It's still $40. Yeah. I of course. I think everyone in the chat understands that they've already decided now if they're going to back it or they're not, and it's not like the price is going to fluctuate either way. It's just for the people who, you know, aren't really I don't know, watching my show every day or whatever. Eric Weather says, your boy mentioned trying $10 shipping across the board for his next campaign. I know guys like Malin will, and I think Ethan does this as well, will, because they have so many backers, they can charge a little bit more domestic to be able to make sure they're not losing their shirt on the international and keep the international down as low as possible. Shane seems to have a really good deal. I don't know what it is, but you know, because Yanzi has her side business, that they have really good shipping rates as well. But yeah, for most other people, especially shipping to Australia, it's brutal. I get to back about a third of what I would actually want to back, just because I'm with you, man. When the shipping reaches the same price as the actual item, it's tough. It's really hard to justify. Really hard. And lastly, last topic I just wanted to touch on was this Rumble thing here we got going here. And I just wanted to point out, thank you everyone for making me Comicsgate's biggest Rumble channel. I was looking. I was like, is that for real? No one else has a bigger channel in our little sphere on Rumble that's sort of exclusively Comicsgate. I mean, I don't know. You could probably, I don't know. Do you want to say other people are CG? It's just a fun thing. But we are actually, I just refreshed, 7 subscribers away from 400, from 300. So that's amazing. That's great. We're actually getting like semi-decent good views on these things. Like there's 67 views, 77 views. One of them we had 486. The whole point of this is we need alt tech solutions and platforms to be a viable thing across the board for everyone. This isn't just selfish. We need these things to be workable for all of us, especially those of us who we know we're not necessarily on the right side of the people who run a lot of these social media platforms point of view. So yeah, even though Rumble is a bit raw at the moment, granted, I understand that the chat's not as cool, the interface isn't the same as YouTube's, but even so, you know, they're going to grow. Odyssey actually does look really cool, the layout and all that sort of stuff. But you know, hopefully, yeah, the more of us can get over there, the realer it will be. You know, when someone in CG gets their YouTube unfairly struck, it's happened a bunch of times. It happened to Dan Frager. It happened to Kemosabe. It happened to a bunch of others. And then the community will rally together and get their channel back up to a decent number. Like I'm hoping that's what we can do, but on Rumble as well. I think Jasper says, Mike, you got to get Ricada to shout you out. I would love that. He's one of us, super supportive. Get a lot of eyeballs on Joe Ball. Yeah, I noticed that Joe's crushing it over there. Yeah, Ricada's massive on Rumble. So have a lot of other guys who are sort of like in this sphere of doing things in an alternative way, not necessarily Comicsgate exclusive, but I'm down with all these guys. I really respect what they're doing and appreciate it. Slavic one, is John Madden's campaign not showing up on Indiegogo? It is there, but you need the direct URL. That's the problem. And I just read something else. Mo says, I don't like the Rumble chat, but unlike his TikTok experiment, I think this is a smart move by Beckroff. Thank you, Mo. And Gek says for 2, thank you so much. The $30 plus $10 price for makes 2 for $50 seem more attractive. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm taking all this in. I'm not like making any rash decisions, but I'm taking all this customer feedback in.
I think you're definitely smart to be ahead of the curve by being a trendsetter with Rumble, because we all know that pendulum swings back and forth, right? So now that you've got Elon Musk buying Twitter, we know our enemies are enthralled and they're angry. I could definitely see them lashing out via YouTube, and I wouldn't be surprised if you wait till 2024, you're going to start seeing a bunch of YouTube channels getting struck. You know what's coming, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, imagine it's going to get crazy. It is going to get crazy over here. Yeah. They're really going to tighten the screws. Yeah. Absolutely. I will take that advice, Jasper. Thank you so much. And so again, I want to shout out to my Rumble peeps over there, Mortal V, Citizen Ronan. Obviously, get over it. I see you guys talking over there. So thank you. We've got 15 people watching over there, which is amazing. We got 87 watching on YouTube, which brings us to the time. It is time now to talk about this mad book from Mad Ruth called Soltak. And I'm going to start off with a trailer, which I've preloaded here. Let's just jump that up right now. Dude, I remember when you first started sharing the artwork of this around. I was like, what is this? Where did this come from? Who is this? What's happening? This is Mad Ruth's book? What? Because you've been around since, as far as I can remember, going all the way back. Yeah. I was like, I didn't know you were doing this. And that kind of, it's like, that's the problem. Like, a lot of people didn't know you've been doing this. You've been doing this in secret. You've been head down now for so long.
Which I've got my head ripped off for, and I've learned.
Yeah, you kind of neglected the whole promotional side of stuff, which is, I understand it. I used to do the exact same thing. I used to have that mentality that as long as I make the coolest thing ever, people will just find it somehow. They'll be walking along the street and they'll just hit them in the head and they'll go, oh, this is cool.
My 2 biggest eye openers, I want to thank you and Rob. That was some tough love when you talked about the promotion piece, as well as John Malin. At first, I was almost shaking my fists with a couple of his comments on Twitter, but you know what? It's truth. He's right. You have to put the same amount of energy into the promotion and the marketing that you do in the book. You can't be 100% book, not have a YouTube channel, not have an audience, not generate the excitement, not have your ability to fire up a stream and do your own promotion, not be able to have a stream to invite other creators on and network. And that's very tough criticism to take, but it's the truth. And I do realize that going forward. So.
Yeah, to me, it's like, you sunk so much effort, and this is a friggin' gorgeous book, man. It is. You sink so much effort into the actual product, and then people just don't know about it. Or as well, even if they do see it, they're like, oh, well, I'm kind of already invested in something else. It does take time for people to, even when they know about something, to become invested in it. And that's the real secret sauce, and that's the hard part. But, no time no better time to start than now. And that's what I've seen you been out. I've seen you in a lot of different places. So we're kicking it off. I would love to see these backer numbers get over into the second half of the above 50, which is closer to 100 than further away. Metal Movies and Brewski says Soltak looks good. It's got everything you could possibly want in a sci-fi. Yeah, I'm really digging, like I said at the top of the show, I'm really digging these street level it's got gritty sci-fi stuff. We looked at we had Aquila on not too long ago, and yeah, I'm really into this stuff.
It's a great time to be Comicsgate. There's so many good books out.
Yeah, totally. Monkey says, "Who is Ruth and why is she mad?" It's not a she, it's Craig, and we went through that already. I had to dox myself as Scythe. Mo says Bancroft found the secret sauce in Rod. Metaphorically. Hang on, I got a Bogan chat here. Love the look of this and the fact it's guaranteed to come out back in number 17 a while back. No regrets. Hashtag crack pack backs. How the crack pack bow. Dojo Kun says, I was so amazed that Fractured Echo didn't fund. This is the thing. Another gorgeous looking book, another sort of gritty sci-fi book. There's another one that's out right now that's struggling a little bit. And yeah, it's like I wasn't actually that amazed. Because yeah, you know, the promotion is a whole side of it. Let's get into some promotion here. So what is Soltak? What is Soltak, Craig?
So going back through my history. So basically I found Comicsgate after watching The Last Jedi in 2018 in theaters, and literally I sat in my car chain smoking. I was that upset. I'm a Star Wars fan for life, right? So I got home, I went on YouTube and I typed in Last Jedi sucks, and boom, I found the High Council. And then that's how I first discovered Ethan and Jeremy in 2018, right? And then obviously the High Council fell apart and everybody went their own way, because that's what everyone does, right? You find your own clique, you find your own group, and then that's where you go, right? So that's what navigated me into Comicsgate. And I always wanted to write. I always said I wanted to write post-retirement from the military. So around that time, I still had 4 years left to go. So I said, you know what? This is something that I've been churning in my head the whole time, and seeing Comicsgate and the opportunity was there and the audience was there, because that's always the biggest problem. You can make a product, but you can't find an audience. How do you sell it? And that's what I realized with Comicsgate, the power of Comicsgate is. And I said, this is my opportunity, right? All the stars have aligned. So I spent 2018, 2019 going through Ethan's channel, all the tutorials. I did my required reading on writing, how to draw comics, the Marvel way. Creating comics, did everything I could to research the process. And then I figured out the artist I needed to hire and everything I needed to do, how to create sequential pages. And I basically started March 2020 with Gonzalo. I started with my original artist, Ben. We created the original characters. I colored them with pencil crayon. I mean, that's how I'm learning everything as we go. But I came up with the original characters, the bios and all that stuff. Then I met Gonzalo December 2020 after I made my ash can for proofs. And we basically started then going at 1 page a week, every week. And we've just been churning out page after page after page for 2 years.
Yeah, you shared with me some of these pages here, which are, just great.
And I hired
a really talented artist. What did you say his name was? Sorry?
Gonzalo Loyola. He's a Chilean. And I'm going to tell him basically, if we're going to go forward, I've got to fire up a YouTube channel. We've got to have a weekly show. Neither of us can be shy anymore. We've got to get on YouTube. We've got to start talking.
I thought you did have a channel. I actually had one pulled up.
I do, but it's just me getting drunk and clowning around. So the whole 2 years I've been making this book, I've been posting videos. So I've got like 133 subscribers that have found me. But,
nice.
No, if I'm serious about this, I got to get StreamYard, and I got to promotion is key, and that's my next.
I mean, I was exactly the same place in 2019 when I started this channel. I was like, I've been doing it now on Webtoon for, I don't know, up until then 3 years or something. But it's very sporadic, because you're not getting paid, so you can't really justify spending consistent amounts of time on it and everything. And then when CG happened, I was like, I need to get in on this. These are like, I finally found people that I feel a kinship with in terms of their interests and how their beliefs and their values and everything. I want to join in on this. So, if I'm going to do that, I got to get serious about it and get over the fear of, getting up on YouTube and speaking in front of a whole lot of people. But dude, this panel right here is just. How did you guys work out the ships? Is that like a joint thing, or is that all your artists?
I can draw, and I've got to start drawing again. But these are my sequentials. So I mean, I'm not the greatest artist. That's why I hired an artist. So I really help. So I did all the layouts. So you see every page.
They're better than my layouts.
Yeah.
Anyone who's watched my draw scenes know these are way better than my layouts.
That's me going to Gonzalo. That's what that page has got to look like.
So he just took that and created what we just looked at.
So if you go through my book every week, I give him a sequential page of sequentials, and he just take that and he run with it.
Man, this
a lot of times he'd laugh. He's like 9 panels. He's like, "This is 9 panels. That's insane. I can do this in 6." And
well, there you go. That's why you need an artist. Yeah. I was the same actually when I started. I was like 10, 11 panels. Why not get them all on there? That if you get the Crackhead unedited edition, you'll see there's like an 11 panel page, and most of them have 9 or 10. It's like, anyway, we all got to learn some point. Dojo Kun, crack pack packs, baby. Bow back at number 50. Hal Dojo Kun, thank you so much. Epic spaceship says Norin Rad. Cool ship says Tulfa. And
there is scantily clad
pages.
Part of the reason I gave you this page is there is, Mishatsu. A lot of times she's in her nightie and her underwear and stuff, but you can't put that on Indiegogo, right? So.
Oh yeah, of course, true, yes. But that's good. We can see them here. Tell us a little bit about the world that you've created here and these characters.
Sure. So I'm a big history person. So I took basically 6,000 years of history, and I'm a big believer that everything's cyclical and everything repeats itself, right? So basically, like a fly on the wall, this all started with imagining where humanity would be 6,000 years from now, right? So I imagined the human race will have conquered the solar system, will have settled the planets, terraformed planets, will settle moons. So we're scattered all across the solar system. We spent 200 years fighting the AI horde because eventually a singularity occurred, and then us and the AI horde clashed. And then I got into, the whole Terminator theory that like the AI would wipe us out. We'd be like Neanderthals, they would come and wipe us out. So I had to have a reason for why they don't wipe us out, which then gets into this vast galactic conspiracy. So basically, this book encompasses the main characters, which starts off with Dexter. He's like a bounty hunter, scoundrel. He'll do anything for a buck. So he goes around, bounty hunting, same sort of dog the bounty hunter type person. And what happens is humanity is trying to escape the solar system. We're running out of resources. We need to go elsewhere. But every time we send out one of these ships, it gets destroyed. It runs up in catastrophic failure. So the corporations are blaming Mishatsu. They're calling her a terrorist, a murderer, a thug. So they hire Dexter to go and assassinate her. So of course he'll do anything for a buck. So he takes on the role. He has to link up with his ex-partner who can't stand him anymore because he's tired of innocent people getting killed. So he has to hire him. And away they go and track down Mishatsu. And then that calamity happens, and then they all start to share their stories, and they realize something a lot above their pay grade, so to speak, is happening, and there's a big conspiracy going on. So Mishatsu basically spares Dexter, and away they go to take care of business for her, first tie up some loose ends, and then more stuff unravels, and then you find the AI horde, and then that unravels the overall galactic conspiracy that's happening. And it's a lot of blood, violence, grittiness, and you get a feeling for the characters. It's very much the hero's journey. You will feel that in this book.
Fantastic cover here. Who did the cover?
Gonzalo Loyola. He did everything. So that's the thing. All 92 pages are him. So it's not just the cover art. He did every page. Every interior page looks exactly the same. And he's very proud of this book. So
big beautiful book. You get 88 pages of story in that, plus 4 pages of art as well. You just heard a little bit about the story. You can read a bit more of it here on the campaign page. Here's some even more pages. Beautiful, great action. And the coloring is Gonzalo doing the coloring as well?
So originally I had Alonso Espinoza. He colored the first 60 pages for me. And the only reason he came off project was because once Gonzalo finished the line art, he could do the colors for subsequently less. So Gonzalo took over the colors after page 60. So.
Beautiful. Is he arguing there? And I like how you put on some the finished
Writing.
text on there, so people can get a sense of the writing and the sort of kind of story it is. I'm actually becoming a bit of a big believer in that as well. I know Pete Cimenti talks about that too. And yeah, we're buying a comic. It's not just the art; it's the story just as much as the art. So let's just get a taste of the prose and the dialogue, and yeah, you get it's the only real way you can get a proper sense of what kind of story it's going to be. We know it's science fiction. We can sort of see from the thing, but is there a funny kind of edge to it? Is it more serious? All that sort of stuff.
Oh no, there's comedy in there. There's fun. There's a lot of CG related jokes too. There's stuff in there. If you're CG, you're gonna get the CG shoutouts in there. For sure.
Some inside jokes, some lore. I like it. What's this we're looking at?
So that's some of the line art. So there's a line art version of the book as well. So.
Oh, cool.
So Gonzalo just threw that together for promotion. Gonzalo was in and out of this IGG before it launched. He's like, you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to change this. Like I said, he very much wants to make the next book, which is why I'm going to tell him we need to make a YouTube channel. Drag him out too, because he's the artist, right?
Oh, yep. I apologize. Mel has messaged me to remind me that I'm missing out on backer numbers. Bancroft do a dramatic reading of a page? Maybe. One sec. I just got to scroll up because I think it was Aviator Surge. Here it is, backer number 51. Looking forward to seeing your vision of the future.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's pick one of these pages. Let's do a reading here. There's a bit too much text there, but here, this is a good one. All right. I'll zoom in a bit if I can. Here we go. You'll pay for that. It's nothing a few lumps can't fix. I kind of do a half American, half Australian accent, by the way, when I do dramatic readings. All right, he slams him down. He's gone for the armbar, but he picks him up and says, "You're a wild fowl to round up, but now I must break you." Slam. Time's up, punk. It's over. Gah! There you go. Bancroft's constipated, says Monkey Boy. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like that, but that's great. Very cool. All right, let me just zoom out a little bit there. Scrolling down. Is this something different here? This is just another interior page.
That's one of the 4 interior pages. So when I first got Gonzalo on board, I just had him do some loose drawings like this of the enemies and stuff. So I knew that we were on board. This is basically what determined that I could hire him. And I was like, all right, let's do this. So.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's amazing, huh? You'd be very happy with that if you got that back from an artist. Judd says, we agree this must never happen again, right? I've already done a dramatic reading of The Lucent, so it will happen again. And Mo says, yeah, you really brought the book to life. Thank you. Well done. Stretch goals. So you've unlocked 2 Mad Ruth stickers. The next one to get unlocked will be a trading card for every backer. And there's a bunch of others there. That's at 5,000. Actually, let's go up the top and see what you're up to here. So you are sitting at 2,345. If I refresh, you have picked up, I think you already picked up the other one from earlier. That was Adam Lawson. So you've actually picked up 2 backers, I think. Actually, it feels like 3. Dojo backed as well. So, but getting closer to 2,500, which is halfway there for the next stretch goal.
But like I said, everyone who backs will get the book. I'm printing it regardless. You know what I mean? So don't worry about it. Like, I didn't put this much time and effort into it to not print 1,000 copies.
Hey, minimum. Aviator, what are you? Worst voice actor ever? Jay Ryan says, I'm sorry that happened to you, Mad Ruth. Mo just wanted to be able to so they can be clipped doing weird noises and stuff. And I understand that. Yeah, this is friggin', man, I love this stuff. These spaceships in the sci-fi setting, fantastic colors, really, really cool stuff.
This is very much fulfilling a dream of mine. Like, I always wanted to write, like I said, after I got out. And part of this is people, you're going to write, like, you're a dummy. Like, you're good to shoot stuff and blow stuff up. So this is also proven to people that after I got out of my job that, you know what I mean? Wish fulfillment. So I'm very excited to make this.
Well, that's what I think, anyone who's doing comics, you have to be passionate about it, because if you're not, you're never going to do it. I always say it's the hardest way to make a little bit of money. It's not like there's so much smarter ways you could be trying to build up some cash out there, and most people who are doing it, it takes them a long time, even after they've sold lots of books, to kind of make any money. So for a long time, it really does. Yeah, it is kind of like a passion that you're doing. You hope you can strive to one day turn it into a career, but more than anything, it's just about, you've got this story inside you and you got this drive to get it out there, and you want to see people reading it. And yeah,
I'm
I
so
totally
excited.
feel what you're saying.
Everyone who gets this, they're going to love it. I know they will. So
It's the guarantee. It's the Mad Ruth guarantee.
Yeah.
Awesome one wants to point out, Rob is also good at art. Don't laugh at that. He is actually a talented cartoonist. We've just discovered that. He can draw me excellently. So yeah, there we go. We got a couple of minutes left. I just want to say, so you can get both books there. That's the main book and the black and white version.
It comes with a free ash can as well too.
Comes with a free ash can. You can get the book with the ash can. You can get the black and white book with the ash can. You can get, there's a retailer tier if you want to get a whole bunch of them. There is an art tier here. You get 11 by 17 original art, I'm guessing.
So all the original character sketches that I did with Ben, they're all 11 by 17 on the comic board, and then that comes with a print, and it comes with all the prototype stuff. So I've already done prototypes of the trading cards. I did a prototype ash can, prototype stickers, and then it comes with the stretch goal one. So you get 2 of the ash cans, and then you get 2 books, all that thrown together for that price. So it would be a massive package if somebody bought that.
Fantastic. Look, with this book, we got a super chat here from Finatra. I caught some of your chop stream the other night, Finatra. Very good. I hope you can finish that in some way that I can listen to it at some point. Hal Finatra says, back Soltak, hashtag Stank approved. Hail Bancroft, hail Crackpack, hail CG. Thank you so much, Finn, for the super chat. Yeah, if ever there's been a book that is just such quality, high quality art, someone with tons of passion behind it, that all it needs is more eyeballs on it. Look no further than this case here with Soltak. If you guys have any kind of social media following, maybe consider sharing it out. The only thing it lacks is more people seeing it. I think they just need to know that it exists. And yeah, we can get this thing up, and get into some numbers that I don't usually say this very often, but numbers that I think it deserves to have on it, because it really is. There's a lot that's gone into this. You can tell just on the page. There's so much art and so much love on display. But that is it from us here tonight. I had a great show. How do you feel about it?
Oh, thank you so much for the opportunity to come on your show, Mike. I really appreciate it. And I don't want to be a beggar with a tin cup anymore. So next time I do this, I will have my own channel where I can bring other creators on too.
Fantastic. Look forward to it. Pum agrees. He says Soltak looks like fire for show. Jim Cox says Bancroft suggests he look into. Oh, this is for you. Look into fulfilling through someone in the States next time for affordable shipping to the US. Oh yeah, because you're in Canada.
Yeah, so I think RJ is close enough. Like, I'm 20 minutes from the border with Maine, so I'm definitely thinking of doing some sort of dump inside the border within Maine, and definitely trying to fulfill that way. But yeah, it's definitely on the radar if I do run a second chance, or when it comes time for this next campaign.
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent. All right, well, thank you, Craig, aka Mad Ruth, for joining us tonight. The biggest thank you of all goes out to the wonderful, the amazing, incredible, spectacular, and always phenomenal, sexiest chat in all of CG. Camel Nights will be starting. I don't know if it's soon. I think it's in an hour and a half. We'll still start that one up, but make sure you go and hang out with us. It's always a lot of fun. Other than that, you'll see me tomorrow night. I don't know if I've got a guest tomorrow. We might just be hanging out together, just having fun, which I do love to do. That will be at 9 p.m. tomorrow, before this right here kicks off. CG Talk Live. Jeremy and crew will be launching Unconditional Shove by Odin Dasko, who is another amazing artist. I didn't realize how good that guy is. until I saw his art, and then I knew. All right, guys, that's it from me. I will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye.
Individually, we are weak, like a single twig, but as a bundle, we form a mighty